on this episode of the Grand Circle Tour podcast.
It was really scary. So we are really happy and thankful that Dan is okay. And it was like, we really are family and we really do care about one another.
And I'm sure that's what everyone on our show needs is more things to collect from the parks.
Yeah, exactly.
I probably would never go there. I got to be honest with you.
The future is bright indeed. We're all of us dreaming of the better days ahead, and a part of your bright new future could be a move to where the magic lives in the greater Orlando area of Florida. One of the biggest decisions you'll make when considering a move is selecting a realtor who can successfully match you with the right home in the right location at the right price. Victor Naraki is the realtor who can help you make the move you've always wanted to. Whether you're a first-time homeowner or looking to move near Disney World, Victor is in your corner. If you are looking for an experienced real estate agent covering all of Central Florida, please visit DisneyAtYourDoorstep.com today and find out just why you should work with Victor. I encourage you to create a free, no-obligation account on his website. By doing so, you'll unlock the website's full potential and be able to enter specific criteria, save listings, and browse new properties sent to your email. Visit DisneyAtYourDoorstep.com today or visit his Facebook page, Victor Naraki Realtor. And don't forget to tell him the Grand Circle Tour podcast sent you.
Hi, passengers, and welcome to another episode of the Grand Circle Tour podcast. I am your host, Holly, and with me I have my two favorite co-hosts who are making funny faces so I giggle and ruin this introduction. First up, I have Mission Commander Justin. How are you, Justin? And what's up?
I am doing fantastic as always. Waltz up with me. I finally got around to watching Shang-Chi and the 10 Rings.
I want to see that.
That was an awesome film. I really enjoyed it. But yeah, I was waiting until it came out on Disney Plus. Yes. I didn't go see it in the theater, so I finally got to watch it just last night, and I really enjoyed it. There's my spoiler-free review.
Now, do you want to do a review on this? Was it that good that you'd actually want to do an episode about this?
I was considering that, honestly.
Okay.
I just haven't talked to anyone about it yet.
Sounds good. Next up, we have Conductor Dan. How are you, and what's up?
Holly, I was doing some research. I wanted to see if you found these facts interesting. Do you know that if you went to the Bahamas right now and ordered a slice of pecan pie, it would cost approximately $9.50? And also, if you went to Jamaica and you ordered if you went to Jamaica and ordered a slice of apple pie, it would cost approximately $6. Those, Holly, are the Pirates of the Caribbean.
Did you say that joke somewhere else, or did I just hear that? Okay,
no, you saw it on Instagram. That's where I got it.
I'm like, where is he going with this?
As soon as I saw it, I said, I'm going to have to mention that to Holly just to mess with her a little. Real quick. My waltz up, I am going to use my couple seconds of my waltz up just to thank every single one of my co-hosts and the passengers out there, my listeners. I recently underwent a little medical issue. I had a little heart attack last week. And the amount of love that I've gotten on social media has been amazing. And it's really helped me through this time. I'm healthy. I'm good to go. Got a different lifestyle now. And my co-hosts are going to help me. Holly, I know I didn't thank you yet. I was waiting to do this live on the air. But you sent me a nice little, and I think it didn't have to do with the heart attack. But you sent me a little treat from the Halloween party, which came at the perfect time where I just needed something. So thank you so much to everyone. And I love you all.
Yes, we talked prior to recording, and it was really scary. So we are really happy and thankful that Dan is okay. And it was like, we really are family and we really do care about one another. So we are happy to have you recording with us tonight, and just so
And
grateful.
knowing
for your
that you
help.
are well and you're doing
Yes.
well is the most important thing to us
Yes.
right now. So we're
I know, and to think, just like you said, a week and a half
I know.
ago, you were in the hospital, and here you are recording with us. And when
Making
I saw you
jokes,
on the
right?
schedule, right, I was like, is this going to be okay? Is he going to be able to? And we're like, it's Dan. He'll be fine. He'll be here. He'll be here. So yeah, so we're very happy.
Thank you.
Thank you for thanking it, because we had a lot of people reaching out to us. So
Yep.
everybody was really concerned. Everybody loves Dan. So my waltz up is this past so it's Sunday. So Friday was the official first day, the kickoff to Disneyland's Christmas festivities, and we went kid-free. So once again, my kids never appreciate that, but we did. So just my husband and I went, and I didn't actually get to partake in all of the Christmas festivities that I wanted because I was too busy meeting so many people from Instagram. We had so many meetups, and it was so fun, but it was so beautiful. It was a cool, crisp 95 degrees on the first day of Christmas at Disneyland, which is insane. But it's my favorite time of year at Disneyland. It's just so beautiful. And it's funny because Justin's screensaver right now behind him is the Magic Kingdom, and it's all decorated for Christmas. So he totally gets what I'm saying. But I have a lot on my to-do list still, a lot of treats and snacks, and sorry, Dan.
No more treats and snacks for me.
In moderation.
Moderation.
So Stan writes a schedule, and I try to be mindful of the topics as the host of when I see who my co-hosts are. So the topic I chose for tonight, I thought was perfect for Dan, who likes to play games all the time, right? And Justin, who just knows every fact and can come up with all these useless information, and he loves the nostalgia. So I thought it would be fun to go over and talk about some of the not really discussed, like arcade games or the little games that they have at the parks, like the shooting ranges or things like that. Like all the, like we see them, we pass them, we've maybe played on them, we've taken photos with them, but we haven't really talked about them. And they're so nostalgic and so cool and so Disney. So I thought we'd go around and talk about those little hidden gems that we don't really discuss. So who wants to start us off?
I'll start.
Okay.
This is one that I did not know about until my last trip. And to be honest, I'm not sure how many people actually know about this one. But what's your favorite restroom in the Magic Kingdom in Florida?
Oh, Tangled.
Tangled, right, exactly. That's exactly the right answer. Did you know that restroom is not only a restroom area, but also a game? There's actually a game there called Find the Pascals. Pascals? Is that how you say it? Pascals?
Pascals.
I think it's just Pascal.
Pascal. Right. So Pascal is the chameleon from Tangled, right? And there are, from what I found, and it took me about an hour, about 10 Pascals all around that little area. And he's a chameleon, right? So he turns different colors depending on where he is. But there's a little sign there that tells you about it. Very small sign. You could probably Google it and check it out. And you're supposed to look around and find all of them. And it's a pretty cool thing, especially if you're waiting for someone to use the restroom, maybe. That's taking a little long, I guess. I don't really know why. But and a lot of people don't even know what's going on. I felt a little awkward because people are like hanging out there, like resting on those little benches, and I'm just like looking over their shoulder.
So that is such a good one because like you said, that is one of the best restrooms, right? Yeah. And I didn't know about that until somebody just posted that on Instagram recently. And I'm like, what? I had no idea this little game was over there. So that's a really good one to bring up. And it's such a great area. So who wouldn't mind spending a little bit more time over there looking for those cute little Pascals?
Yeah, I guess I had been aware of that. I didn't think of it as a game so much, but I thought of it more like, kind of like the hidden Mickeys, where you're just kind of looking for something that's a little obscured, a little hidden, and it's definitely a lot of fun to find those little things like that, to look for them and find them. I love seeing those things,
and it's pretty difficult. It's like it's not easy to find, they're like hidden.
Well,
I understand that. I understand that you really have to know what you're looking for to find some of those, because you wouldn't just like necessarily just spot it off it like you do with so many of the hidden Mickeys.
Yep.
Yeah, that's good. What do you have, Justin?
Well, one of the things I wanted to talk about when you brought this up is the fortune telling machines.
Yes.
Now, I love these. If anyone watched some of my pictures from some of my previous trips and such, I posted a few fortune telling machines from my trip through Arizona and all of that as well.
I remember that.
Because I love them. I think they are a lot of fun. I don't necessarily play them a lot, but as I was looking into them a little more for this, I thought I am definitely, next time I'm in the parks, I definitely have to go there and start getting some of the cards that you get, because one of them is at the Penny Arcade on Main Street there at Disneyland, and that's the Esmeralda. And I think it's only $0.25, and you get like this little fortune telling card. It's a little bit of animatronics, and it's a lot of fun. I really enjoy those. So I don't know, have either of you two done that or?
Yes. So actually what really got me started with this idea too was one of our last trips, like maybe a month ago. Simon had noticed all these machines in the Penny Arcade, right on Main Street. And he was like, I want to play these. Well, I didn't have quarters. I rarely have cash. So I said, remind me next time and I'll bring a bunch of quarters. And so we did that, and I let him do all of those. And that was definitely one of them that we did. So much fun. And like you said, it's $0.25. Like, it's still $0.25. It's not $1 where most places would be. So it's still $0.25.
Yeah, and it's like, and you get like these little cards and that have the fortune printed on them, so you can go back multiple times and kind of start a collection if you want.
Yeah, exactly. I know,
and I'm sure that's what everyone on our show needs, is more things to collect from the parks.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm sure there's somebody out there that has a collection in some sort of album of those. Yeah.
So here's why I love this show, right? Like, I'm a pretty big Disney fan, have a Disney podcast, like I know a lot, right?
Wait, you're on a Disney podcast? Do I know about this one?
But I have no clue what the hell you guys are talking about. Like, I don't know anything about this. This is like fascinating to me.
So I'll go off of that one. So there's Esmeralda, but then there's also Fortune Red. So he's a pirate, and he's in New Orleans Square. So he's in one of the store areas over by
I think
Haunted
it's the
Mansion.
Pieces of 8, kind of by the Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
So I think it's the one that you go into as you come out of Pirates.
Correct. Yeah. So there's another one. So who would have thought 2 fortune tellers in the parks? Yeah. So the same thing. It's $0.25. He does his little spiel, and he's a pirate animatronic, and then spits out a little fortune card. So, yeah, lots of fun. It's so funny. I love that. Dan has no idea.
He's just looking at us going, what are you two even talking about?
Right.
What show am I on?
But see, once again, that's why we do this, right? So we can come up with all these things. When people ask, you're going to Disney again? Don't you get bored? No, because I have to go see Esmeralda. I've never met her before. I have to go get my fortune. Dan, what's your next game?
My next one. All right, this one that was this was a huge one in my family, and I'm actually really, really sad to see it go. But the Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom game. I've talked about it before on this show, but a couple of years ago, I was there with my son and my dad. It was just a boys' trip, and Connor fell in love with this game. Right? Everyone knows what it is. You have the cards. You go around. And we had our best day ever at Disney. It was just Connor and I. My dad had gone back to the hotel, so it was just the two of us. And we had such an awesome time playing this game. So interactive, really cool the way they have it set up. And what happened after that is that when we were done with our trip and we were home, Connor started researching a little bit about the cards. And then it became like he wanted to collect them. So we bought cards on eBay and we did all this stuff. And I got him a little baseball card holder type thing where he put all his Sorcerers and the Magic Kingdom cards in there. And it became like a thing where he would look at them like, I don't know, once a week. He'd look through his cards. He'd learn the spells that each of the characters had and everything. And then just like that, they vanished, right? And I hope that they come up with that. I understand what some of the reasons for taking them away. But I do think that it was a cool thing that the family can do in the park, especially in Magic Kingdom, where half the fun is just like taking in the ambiance. And I thought that was such a good way to do it. And, I just wish they would bring that back.
And I almost wonder if they're looking to change it over to something more like that you use your phone with instead of all these cards.
Right.
Because you're seeing this now in other places in the park. And we could even talk about like the interactive things that you can do at Galaxy's Edge, for example, where you on the Play Disney app, you can interact with all of these different panels, and there's different places within the park that you can interact with. While you're standing in line, you can get missions to go scan things on crates and whatnot, which will work better once we have the lines back under control.
So, and I love all of that, but I also like what Dan was talking about, the papers, the little cards, the actual things, tangible items you can hold in your hand. And especially for kids, I mean, they're on screens so much as it is, right? Like, it was nice to get them off of the screens, but I understand that is a cost associated with it. And it's easier to do it on the phones and the screens and stuff, but there was something special about those cards.
Yeah, and it extended our trip, right, to the times when we're not in the park. It became a thing that we as a family did together, and helped us anticipate our next trip together. Oh, let's use this card the next time we're there, and
and not to get off such a subject, but that is one thing that is kind of a bummer going forward with the things that they're cost cutting, because maybe they don't realize that those were souvenirs and those were very special. So it is unfortunate when they get rid of things like that maybe he's going to have those cards and he's 50 and going to look back and be like, oh, this was so cool. I went with my dad and my grandpa and we so it is unfortunate to get rid of those kind of cool things. And just like the Esmeralda and the Fortune Red, the little cards that spit out. Who knows? There might be somebody that might look back years from now. And
yeah, that is something where with the digital, as everything's going digital, you're not going to necessarily keep all of that or even be able to keep any of that to have that, as you say, that tangible memory going forward.
Right.
So that is unfortunate. That is an unfortunate downside.
Yeah. While it's fun and easy and cheap, think about that, the memories. Yeah, that's a good one. Justin.
Well, I'm gonna, since I brought up some of the digital idea, I was gonna talk about the DuckTales World Showcase Adventure game in Epcot. Now, I have not played the DuckTales version. I played it when it was Kim Possible.
Right.
And then it was Perry the Platypus, and now it's DuckTales.
But I don't think even DuckTales is open yet. It wasn't open in July.
I thought it was opening. I haven't been there recently to find out, but I thought it was opening, but I couldn't tell you the date.
It's already November though, Dan.
Yeah, that's true.
Time flies, so it definitely could be open. I will have to check into that.
Yeah, but I was thinking it was open by now. Like I said, I don't remember the exact date, but I've been looking forward to this, and I'm disappointed that this show itself got canceled.
Right.
because I really loved this particular iteration of the DuckTales show.
It was so good. I mean, it was so like next level good, in my opinion. And we could have a whole conversation on how good that show was.
We absolutely could, and how they brought in so many of the different properties and such that in such clever ways. And it was a lot of fun just overall as a show, and the characters and the writing and everything was great. And so I'm looking forward to doing this. I think this will be a lot of fun.
I agree.
So the next time I go to the parks, I'm hoping it'll be open by the time I get there again, if it isn't already.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely looking forward to this because I enjoyed the previous showcase adventure. And it is something where you kind of go around to all the different places, kind of like that, the Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom. And there's little interactive elements and such. And that was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, so I've done them both as well, the Kim Possible and the Agent P. And I also love the fact that there's one in each country, right? So it's like different games that you're playing, and it's different missions you have to go on.
And you pick up a drink when you're in each country. Do your mission and pick up a drink.
and like, I don't know, like the England one, I just thought that was always like the coolest one. And Germany one, when the clock opens, I don't know. I don't want to like give it away for everyone, but it was so many cool interactive things that you did, but then also other people kind of like who weren't in on it, quote unquote, in on it, would like notice and like, why is that clock opening up? And like, there's like a little kid with a phone pointing at it.
Yeah,
and I have a particular place in my heart for Norway as well, because I have Norwegian heritage in my background as well. And so it's like the Norway Pavilion is
so you guys are probably favorites. Really related, right?
We are related. Yeah. I mean, he has a little Norwegian heritage, but just a little bit, but
yeah, that sounds like so much fun. I definitely want to do that too. I've never done it there. That sounds, we'll have to check in and see, report back if it's open yet or not. And there's no fee for that either, right? Well, there wasn't.
There wasn't before, as far as I know, and I think they're going more and more digital. I think like the Kim Possible, they would give you like a little
you got a little
communicator that you had to take around, and now I think it's all like so just cool. A part of like the Play Disney app.
Phone. Yeah, makes sense. So I knew this was in the Penny Arcade on Main Street, but I never really played it, I guess you could say. So I made a point to bring a bunch of quarters Friday night to do research, right, for this show. In the back of the Penny Arcade is a Pinocchio Marionette little game. It is so cool. Now, Dan, I know you haven't been to Disneyland or not, right? You've never been, right?
No, a long time ago.
Years ago. Okay. Yeah. Justin, do you know what I'm talking about?
I am trying. I'm scrambling to think about it, and I'm like,
I know that they have moved these games over the years and taken some in and whatever, taken them out and moved them all over. But this one is, it looks like it's like in an old time like TV setting, and it's Pinocchio as a marionette, and it's a quarter, and then it has controls. So the song comes on, I Got No Strings. And you can actually like push buttons like the old Pac-Man or whatever, and you control his arms and legs while he plays his song. It was so stinking cute for a quarter, and it plays the whole song. So it was pretty lengthy, but I did record it. I will post it if I didn't already to Instagram, but it's so cute. But I just loved it, a quarter, and it was so much fun. But yeah, it's back. Now you have to go past all the snacks and treats and candy and all of that, but it's in the very back of the Penny Arcade, and it's still there, and it's a quarter, and it's absolutely
I'm thinking, and I don't think I've seen this, but it sounds like a lot of fun. It really sounds intriguing to me. Now the next time I go there, I have to go check this out.
So I really honestly thought it wasn't going to work because
it's old.
It's obviously very old. And I, a quarter, I didn't think it was going to work, and it did. So it was really exciting. I know. I want one now for my house.
Very cool.
I kind of want to put you guys on the spot, and maybe you guys have this on your list. But I am not familiar, and I know you guys have talked about it before. And this was definitely games, I'm assuming. But you guys have Disney Quest on. Is that what it's called? The Disney Quest?
I didn't write it down, but Disney Quest was. So it was originally going to be kind of like a franchise to go out across the country. And they had set up like, it was basically like an arcade that you could go into, and they had all these different interactive things. You could build your own roller coaster and then ride it, and that was kind of fun. And they had like a Pirates of the Caribbean game and some of these other things, as well as like a regular arcade.
Okay.
There was one in Chicago, and that's where I went to it a couple of times before it went away. I'm trying to think. There was like a couple other places, and then of course the one in Florida, at Disney Springs or whatever we're calling it these days.
Pleasure Island.
And that one stuck around the longest. The others all went away pretty quickly. So it didn't get that spread across the country idea that they had originally intended. But yeah, they were a lot of fun, and especially if you love some of these old arcade games, it was a great way to go in, and you pay your entrance fee just like at the parks, and then you're kind of just in there. You can play all the games,
cool.
and that was a lot of fun.
Very cool.
Do you remember that, Dan? Did you go to that ever?
Yeah, so I actually was never in Disney Quest, but I know a lot about it. You know, I know the concept of it. I'm not sure. Like, I wonder about this all the time. Like, would I still go to it now? I know a lot of people are a little upset when they got rid of it, and not that they put anything better in its place in downtown Disney. But I probably would never go there. I got to be honest with you. Too much.
The biggest problem with it over time is just that they never really put anything into it to upgrade it, to really change it, to make it better.
Yeah.
So like the Pirates of the Caribbean game might have been kind of cutting edge when it first came out, but over time it just looked older and older and older.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, got it. So I'm not missing anything. Okay, Dan.
All right. So, I was thinking about this, and I said to myself, all right, what's my favorite thing to do with Disney? And drinking around the world came to my head, right? And then I said, Holly's never going to let me go with that as a game, right? Even though I consider it a game. So
it's not an official game at the park. It's people play it, but it's not official. Let's just put that out there.
So then I started thinking. I said, hold up. When I drink around the world, now that I have children, my children actually do something that is a game. So that's what I'm going to talk about right now. In the background, I'm drinking around the world, but my children are playing at KidCot.
Yes.
And KidCot has become a favorite for my kids. And my oldest one is 9. He's still into it. My youngest one is 3, and it's a wide age gap, I would say. And they both loved it. They both loved it. There's different things that you do different times when you go to KidCot, but basically every country has a little area, and you find the KidCot, and then you do a different activity. So one time we went, and there were characters on a popsicle stick that you could color, right? And in each country they colored a little character or something like that. Last time we went, they just had the typical passport thing, which is I think what they usually have, where you just collect the different cards or postcards from each country, and they give you a little bag and you put it in your bag. It's more about finding it, right? Finding where it is, and kind of like get you into the pavilion, and teaches them a little bit about the country, right? So they sit there and they read the postcard and maybe ask a few questions. And in my opinion, that's what Epcot really is. It's not really about the drinking. It's about like the learning and the education. And it's ultimately, that's the reason why Epcot is my favorite park of all time.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I love that. And once again, going back to the tangible items that you can take with you and the little postcards you can color, and they give you stickers. And so I love them, especially for the plane rides home, because then they have the little Ziploc with all these little like activities that they can go back and look at and do the stickers. And one of our last trips that we went on, the travel agent, she actually went to Epcot and collected those for us and mailed them ahead of our trip, which was a cool thing to do, because then it kind of got the kids excited for the trip, showing them all, you know, the different countries and, you know, all the Disney characters on them and stuff. So that was a cool thing too prior to the trip. So yeah, that's a really good thing that they do at Epcot. Gosh, yeah, gosh, now I want to go to Epcot. Do you ever get those moments where you just like miss like a certain aspect of something, and you just got me there. So I was Googling different things from the past, and I wouldn't know, I guess you can't really say that this is a game, but the name of it is so funny. So in 1985 at Disneyland, for their anniversary, they had the Gift Giver Extraordinaire machine. So every person that passed through the gates, it says they got to go and play this Gift Giver Extraordinaire machine. And the prizes ranged from like nothing to up to a car or something. So this is what I got from the internet. So you can't always believe what you read on the internet. But they actually did show a picture of this, and it was pretty funny, and I just really liked the name. But how fun! So I feel like it was kind of like a slot machine. You go through the gates of Disneyland, and then you get to go play the slot machine for a prize. So that's all the information I have on it, but it's pretty funny. Gift Giver Extraordinaire. I kind of feel like that's me at Christmas time. That should be my name.
Well, I will definitely have to do some more research on this, because I have not heard of this at all.
Yeah, you should see the photos of it too. It's like, it looks like this massive, it's really almost like an eyesore. It's huge. Are you looking it up, Dan? Are you reading all these messages that we're getting right now?
So where was this at? I'm assuming on Main Street?
It said in the hub. It said it was in the hub. So
in the hub even.
Yeah, so I don't know, like
to the hub.
Yeah, crazy, huh? So I don't know. I definitely, because this was just a couple hours ago, I was looking this up just to add some more things on the list, and it's like, what in the world? I have never heard of this. The Gift Giver Extraordinaire. Like, who came up with that name?
Was this at both parks, or is this just at Disney World?
This one was particularly Disneyland. So most of my stuff was on Disneyland, but yeah, so I definitely want to look it up. It's pretty funny.
Huh. I will definitely have to do some more research on that, because like I say, I have never heard of this before. That would be, I have to know more now.
Yeah, exactly. I know. Oh, it was really funny. So yeah,
I said the 30. You stumped me, the keeper of the useless trivia. You even stumped me.
So, yeah, that should have been. I'm surprised you didn't say, "Oh, I have that on my list."
That's number 86 on my list, actually.
That's so funny.
All right.
Damn.
No, you know, it's funny. You obviously, I am your favorite co-host over Justin, because you totally skipped him just now. I don't know if you know.
Sorry.
I'm going to let Justin jump in, and then I'll go, and then Justin can go again.
Well, you know, one of the things I was thinking about, since you mentioned Epcot, I immediately thought of Soarin'. And if you're in the line in Soarin',
this is a good one. Sorry,
they have like some trivia and such games that you can play while you're waiting in line, because it's one of those places you wait in line quite a while. And so that's always kind of fun. Now, I find myself, again, trivia guy. I love playing trivia games. So I even if I'm not actively competing on my phone, and you can do that, it's even fun just to read the questions and take.
So it's on the screen, right? It's above you in line, I believe. Okay.
These big screens above you as you're going through the line. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. You can join a particular colored team or whatever, and compete against other people, and it's a lot of fun.
I'm all about activities that can make you forget that you're in line. So any distractions like that, I'm all about that. That's for sure.
Yeah, I like that one. I didn't have that on my list, but I do. You know, it's one of the reasons I usually don't get a fast pass for Soarin', to be honest, so I can play that game.
I still have that game that I got for Christmas last year. I think it was Christmas. It was like the trivia, and I said we were going to do it on. Remember that game?
Yep.
So we need to figure that out to do that as either a live show or an episode or something. But since you guys like trivia so much.
All right, now I'll go because now we're back in the
Whatever.
rotation.
Okay.
I have a couple here. I don't know which one to do, but I'm going to go with the basic one that you already mentioned, Holly, in the start. Because ultimately, when I think about Disney, I think back to my early trips with my parents, and one of the activities we always did was the shooting arcade.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say this one. I knew it was going to be on your list.
And I know everyone knows about it. It's nothing new to our listeners. Everyone knows about the shooting arcade, but it's a classic. It's Frontierland. I've said it on the show. It's my favorite land, and the shooting arcade is a big reason for that. I just remember sitting there with my dad, playing over and over and over again, and just like laughing at the corny little things that each of the shots do, and like really getting into it. Almost like too into it, to the point where like I got home and I asked my dad that I wanted a rifle and things like that, and he's like, I'm not gonna go that far.
Yeah. See, the downside is that if you did get a rifle, you don't have things that are gonna like pop up like that, and that's the real fun of it. I mean, just shooting over a can, that's nothing in comparison to, like you say, the little corny jokes and whatnot that pop up when you make the shot. So that's more fun. That's what makes it more fun. I'm not one who's big into shooting myself, but I love doing the shooting arcade for that reason.
Right.
Well, yeah. So I don't know the first time that you played on the shooting range, did the gallery, but I have some useless knowledge here. Do you remember them having like bullets, and obviously not body piercing bullets, but
so I have heard that that's how it used to be, right? Is that what you're about to say? Yes. I do not remember that, though.
Okay. So obviously, all of my information is based off of Disneyland, but apparently, before they changed the guns to the guns that they have now, they had bullets per se. I don't know what they were, beans. Who knows?
I'm guessing it's going to would have been something more like BBs, like a BB gun sort of level.
But they said that they had to repaint the targets every single night because of all the chipping that would happen. Like, could you imagine that? Like, that's insane. Right. So I'm curious what type of bullets that they used to use, but it's so funny, like, to think about that. And did people get hit with those from time to time? Did they bounce off? And obviously they weren't going to probably really hurt you, but that's so funny to think that they actually had some sort of like bullet type things that shot out of there, and they had to repaint the targets every night.
You know what I find funny too is that like everyone knows about it, and I think a lot of people just walk past it, right?
Oh,
maybe you've played it once in your life. There's in New York we have a lake all the way up in New York called Lake George, right? And Lake George is a very popular tourist destination for Long Islanders and people that live in the city. And there's a tourist trap area where all these like little like arcades are and stuff. And one of the main arcade, they have a shooting gallery there. And it's so good. It's like the best shooting arcade gallery you'll ever see it. But no one's ever there. Like, I'm always the only one shooting. The arcade is packed, hundreds of kids running around like maniacs, and I'm sitting there shooting the little gun.
Because I don't know why, but like Justin's saying, there's something about shooting something and something else happening in the domino effect. I don't know. Yeah. But so on Friday at Disneyland, the shooting gallery was packed. There wasn't an empty gun. Like, it was crazy. And even Chris was like, what the heck? I've never seen that many people there ever. Like, it was so funny. It was packed. So it's good that I'm happy to see that people are still using it so they don't get rid of it, you know?
Yeah.
Because that would be sad. Who's my turn?
No, Justin again now.
Well, I tell you what, I'm going to go back. I'm going to go to Adventureland for the next one because there is yet another fortune-telling machine. And this one is Shrunken Ned. It's a
What?
You're
I
shrunken.
don't know, but yeah.
Yeah. Fortune-telling Shrunken Head in Adventureland. From what I found, he was at the South Seas Traders in Disneyland in Adventureland.
I know exactly what you're talking about. That is true. I didn't know he was a fortune teller though, but I know what you're talking about.
Oh. And he's still there?
I did not find anything about him not being there, but I haven't been there to check it out lately.
So funny. Isn't that crazy?
It's the gift shop, right? The main gift shop?
Yep. The
Yeah.
main gift shop there in Adventureland. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I
think I do know what you're talking about now.
So here's what I think happens there. So they have these bracelets where you can get like them personalized, right? And they use like these like hammers and they hammer like initials in and stuff like
the
that.
leather type.
Yeah,
things.
the leather, right?
Uh-huh.
And what happens is that people go and wait for that to get done. It takes like 10 minutes for them to actually do it. And then they go and play those that they probably go ahead and put quarters in them, you know, as they wait.
That's so funny.
Now, is
Totally
that the same place as your Aladdin's other lamp that you were showing us the other day?
Yeah, so that's what I was just going to bring up. So yeah, it's in that same area. And have you seen Aladdin's other lamp, Dan? Have you heard of that one? So
no, I feel like I'm on a different podcast right now. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
So it's the genie's lamp, and you put in.
I think that one is 50 cents.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think that one's more than a quarter. I think it's 50 cents. And I don't even know who it is. I was gonna look it up and go over all of it, but I forgot. And he goes on, and he even talks about Indiana Jones, the ride, and he just says a bunch of random stuff. Hot dogs. He talks about hot dogs and
yeah, it's kind of like a fortune-telling machine, except you don't get cards. You just have to listen to them speak. And it's like we listened to this we found a clip on YouTube the other night when we were talking about doing this show. But yeah, it was like this genie kind of just riffing on different things and almost like little skits. And at one point, it's like there's one where it's like his wife is answering the door instead, and it's like,
yeah, it's pretty funny. But it goes on because I recorded most of it a couple years ago when we did it, and it was about 2 minutes long that this skit goes on, and then at the very end, a bunch of smoke comes out of the lamp, so that was really cool. So funny because we just randomly saw it and Monroe's like, what's this? Can we do it? Sure. And yeah, he does like the rant about there's being more hot dog buns and hot dogs or super random stuff. I don't remember. But yeah, so
I think it's just meant to be entertaining and fun.
Yeah, maybe while you're waiting for your
wristband or whatever.
Yeah, or your skewer over there. So funny. Trying to see how many more. Do you guys have more?
I have more.
Sure.
Okay, keep going.
All right. So I will go. Oh, which one should I do? We're gonna do honorable mentions at the end, right? Real quick ones.
Sure.
So I will go with. You know what I'll go with? I'll go with the egg hunts. I know we talked about this on a recent episode. But I love the egg hunts and the little scavenger hunts that they have in Epcot.
Yes.
And I know for Holly,
you said icons. I'm like, icons?
The icons. You find like icons in the country. No, the egg hunt. Egg hunt.
Yes.
So what it is, if you haven't heard before, it's in Florida they do it in Epcot, and there's a different egg that's hidden in every country. When I was there recently for Flower and Garden Festival, there was a flower hunt, And that was throughout all of. I'm getting an echo here. I'm sorry. It's very distracting. Can you guys hear that?
Mm-hmm.
Can I have Jay edit that out? But
I feel like you're an announcer.
Yeah. You probably will leave this all in. So passengers, we apologize for the getting off topic here. But Flower and Garden, they had the flowers all throughout. And basically you have to find the flowers, or you find the egg, and you get a little map, and then you put the stickers where everything is, and then you go and you get a little prize. And this is something that does cost a couple bucks, but the kids love it. It's a good opportunity to take a little breather from the parks, maybe enjoy a couple of cocktails around the world again. And
theme of the night, Dan loves drinking around the world.
However, after recent events, I will no longer be partaking in those activities. So.
We'll see.
In moderation.
Yes,
in moderation. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good one. And then they do the pumpkin one.
Yep.
Like I said, the egg one. I thought there was something else, but I guess not. And those are done. Yeah. So currently they're done at Downtown Disney in the Disneyland area. But once again, we'll see if they're going to move them to the parks. They didn't do the pumpkin one in the parks, so maybe they're going to keep it at Downtown Disney. It honestly probably makes more money for them keeping it in a space where people don't have to have tickets to partake in it, because, then you could just go to Downtown Disney and buy the game piece and do it rather than going in to the parks. They probably get more people doing it, but maybe not.
Cool. Maybe.
Yeah. Justin, did you have another one?
Well, one other thing that I had written down was the Carnival Games. So you see these at both Pixar Pier and over at Dinoland USA in Animal Kingdom. So it's these old, just sort of carnival style games. They have so Pixar Pier, I think there's 4 of them that I wrote down, which was the Luna Star Catcher, which is like, kind of catch the little star kind of thing. Wall-E Space Race, which is kind of like the water squirt sort of games.
Well, yeah, those are fun.
Bullseye Stallion Stampede, which is like a skee ball game. And then Heimlich's Candy Corn Toss, which is a little like tossing game.
I honestly tried to block those out of this because those games drive me crazy with the kids. It wastes so much money. Like, oh my goodness, I can't stand carnival games like that. But I have to say, did I play them as a kid? Yes, but I don't know. But yeah, so they are fun. And so that is a good way to have some fun. And you actually get nice plushes. The prizes are obviously Disney character plushes, so it's better than the random teddy bear.
I mean,
or
they're going to be a little better quality than what you get at your local
That's
fair.
True. Exactly. I know for one of the festivals that they did at DCA, they included that. It was free, but I think you only got to play it once.
Okay.
Per ticket, or I think it was like before they reopened. Oh my gosh, I can't think of the name right now. I didn't go to it, but it was one of the food events before they were able to reopen. And they actually had the Carnival Games open, and it was included in the ticket. Now that's what I'm talking about.
Cool.
I don't think they gave as good of prices then, but one thing, and I don't know that it's necessarily a game, but another way to spend money is
spend money
the smashed pennies and quarters. Like that's kind of
it's another mechanical machine sort of thing, like some of the old style games.
Yeah. And I have to say, though, that I hate how they changed it to where you put your credit card in. Like, that takes away the fun of digging through
Not
mom's
all
purse.
of them are like that, though. I mean,
I know. It's not. But...
but can I just gripe for a bit on this real quick? Because this is something that we love to do as well. And, Connor will set up his, cleanest pennies that he brings to the parks with him. Mm-hmm. And gets all his quarters and he's, And he's got the coin collecting case, right? There's a little case that you can buy. When we were on our last trip, we went with 5 boys, right? Connor already had his case. The other 4 boys did not have a case, but really got into it because Connor got into it. They only sold princess cases. That's it. In every single park for the entire 8 days that we were there was not one other case that we could buy besides a princess case. And it's like, come on, Disney. Like, we're trying to give you money. Yes, I realize it's only 50 cents we're giving you. But it's we're trying to do it. Like, at least have the product ready. It just irked me a little bit. Very un-Disney.
Yeah, that's weird. Well, and now they don't only just have the penny ones; they now have the quarter ones that now cost $1 something per one. So yeah, but yeah, like I said, I just like the slot machines in Vegas. I hate that most of them they got rid of the coins coming out because I know it's a money thing, but I prefer, like you said, Connor saves his shiniest pennies, and so I like that better than just swiping your credit card and just paying, because they do charge more, I think, too. I don't think it's just 51 cents when it takes their credit card. I think it's $1 now.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's another fun mechanical thing. But yeah, that's really weird about the holder.
Yeah.
That they only had princess ones. I guess it was a shortage. I don't know.
It is a huge demand for pressed penny holders, I guess.
Yeah. So I know that a lot of people are really into it. I find them all over my house all the time, like random ones from years ago. I'm like, where the heck did this come from? That's so weird. I really only have like a few more that are kind of like honorable mention. So if you guys have any big ones.
Why don't we do the honorable mention round?
Okay. So next to the Pinocchio's little marionette machine, which I've seen it but never paid attention, and I'm probably it's pronounced this incorrectly, but it's on almost the whole back wall of the Penny Arcade, and it's called Disneyland's Welt Concert Orchestron, and it's 265 pipes, which include a bass drum, a snare drum. I'm sure Dan knows all of these because he played them. Drum,
not bass.
Oh yeah, thank you. I'm fishing here. Sorry. So it's been there since 1955, and it's all these instruments, and it's supposed to reenact like an orchestra. And it shows on there next play in 1 minute, next play in 5 minutes or whatever. But it's in the back of this Penny Arcade, and I've never really paid attention until I was playing with the Pinocchio Marionette. So that's pretty cool. And it doesn't cost money. Wow. It does have a spot for a quarter in there, but I think it just randomly plays. So kind of cool.
Yeah, that sounds like fun. Right up my alley. All right.
Go on, guys.
All right. I'm just gonna read off mine.
Yeah. Sorry, that was a lot because it was a lot of information.
All right. One thing that I have not done, but I've seen some YouTube videos and I want to do is the Wilderness Explorers in the Animal Kingdom Lodge. Is it Animal Kingdom Lodge or is it Animal Kingdom? I'm getting confused. There's two different things. There's one in Animal Kingdom and there's one thing in the Animal Kingdom Lodge. So I'm not sure if Wilderness Explorers is which one is which, but I'm really talking about the one at the lodge where you can go and you can get like it's almost like a little scavenger hunt. You get a list and it tells you all different clues to go find different things throughout the lodge. So and I believe that there's multiple hotels that have stuff like this.
I'm sure
that you can go to the front desk and they'll give you these little activities to do. Speaking of activities in the hotels, I know this isn't necessarily games per se, although you could probably play board games, but the community halls in all the hotels, definitely something that I want to do more of and take advantage of more. I want to kind of like stop doing the hustle and bustle of every single day and kind of like enjoy the resorts more. And all the resorts have these community halls where you have a lot of activities there, especially for children. Another thing I had, this is just a family thing that we do. Again, it has to do with shooting. So you guys are going to think I'm crazy, like obsessed with guns now. But if you go to Tom Sawyer Island and you go all the way into the back into Fort Langhorne and you crawl up into the, what's it called? Bird's Nest? I forget what you call it, where you go up.
Yeah.
Crow's nest.
There
Where you go up to the top, and there's a little gun there that makes shooting noises, and you could aim it at what? Big Thunder Mountain Railroad as the railroad goes around. And Connor
Yes.
and me, we always do that. We crawl up, we aim, we shoot the people on the roller coaster.
So fun.
Very morbid, but we love doing that.
Yeah, the best noises. That's so cool.
And then last, I don't know, I think this is like the biggest game of all, and that's finding hidden Mickeys. I mean,
Oh, that's true.
you know, like
Totally
hidden
missed that
Mickeys.
one.
We all know what hidden Mickeys are, and it's a game that we constantly play in every trip that we're there. Those are my
anytime you see a circle in a pattern anywhere, you're going, is there going to be a hidden Mickey? There's going to be a hidden Mickey here somewhere.
Even
I
in my
don't know about
normal life, I'm
Yeah, I was
looking
just
for
gonna say,
hidden
I don't know
Mickeys.
about you, but anytime your Cheerios align just right and it's a hidden Mickey, your SpaghettiOs or whatever.
And if they don't align just right, I like just give it a little nudge with my spoon, and then
Yeah, totally. Justin, you have any last ones?
I don't have a lot. I mean, I was gonna mention the Menahune Trail at
Mhm.
Alani, which is again kind of like the World Showcase adventure, where you kind of get your little tablet and go around to all these
Right.
different interactive things, and that was a lot of fun. And then of course, all the stuff that's on the Play Disney app, like the interactive experiences at Galaxy's Edge. Those are a lot of fun, and the queue lines as well. I mean, there's a bunch of different places where they have some different bits of interaction and games and such. And I think the last time I was there, when it's Space Mountain was shut down. I don't know if they're bringing it back. Seven Dwarfs Mine Train had some stuff, but again, that got shut down with the pandemic. I'm assuming that will eventually come back. Just because when you're waiting in line, you just want something to kind of
I know.
occupy yourself.
Isn't that funny though? And it's so good that they have all those things for us.
So those are kind of my honorable mentions.
Cool. So the last thing for me is back to the Penny Arcade. I can't believe how much things are in this Penny Arcade, but when you first walk in, there's those machines that you'll still see them out and about, but one is the True Grip Challenge. So it tests your strength. Once again, these are all a quarter. Then they have the electricity one, which is always fun to watch the kids like doing that, and they're getting electrocuted. Like, oh, let me pay to get electrocuted, right? So those ones are still there. And most recently, they just took out, because I did not see them anymore, but they were there not even that long ago. The little, and I don't know what they are, but the viewfinders, where it's still the big wooden contraption, but you just go and see a little corny show in these viewfinders. So I did not see them there this last time. And
I think they were
know
called
that
mutascopes or kaleoscopes.
Oh, perfect. Of course you would know that. I'll stick with viewfinder.
Did you say mutascopes? That's kind of gross.
Mutascopes or
Okay.
kaleoscopes or kalescopes.
So funny.
Basically, and the only difference between them is whether you had to crank them yourself or not.
Oh, got it.
So they're not kaleidoscopes? That's not. I thought
No,
that's
the
just-
kaleidoscope are the ones with the different
Kalescopes
shapes.
and-
Oh, okay.
So funny. You guys are so funny. Well, honestly, like, this was a lot of fun, and it's amazing. And I love that we totally stumped Dan, that he had no idea some of these things even existed. And I bet some of our passengers didn't either. So passengers, let us know.
Well, this is kind of awkward. Hey, everyone, Jay here. As I'm editing the show, the recording just cuts off before Holly can say, take it away, Ken. Don't know why, so I'm recording this to insert and say, take it away, Ken.
If you would like to keep the adventure going after the show, be sure to like our Facebook friends page, Grand Circle Tours Magical Ticket Holders. While you're on Facebook, like our group page, Grand Circle Tours. Be sure to follow us on Twitter, Grand Circle Tours Podcast, as well as on Instagram, GCT Podcast, and our YouTube channel, Grand Circle Tour. If you would like to email us, drop us a line at gctpodcast@gmail.com. T-shirts and other fun merchandise can be found at tpublic.com. Simply search Grand Circle Tour Podcast. If you enjoyed your adventure, leave us a review on Apple Podcast. Only one rule: make it good. All logos, sounds, songs, and music that are made by and for Disney and its affiliates are the full ownership of the Disney Corporation and are not, nor are they intended to be, the ownership of the Grand Circle Tour Podcast. Thank you for riding with us, and welcome home.
Please exit to your left by stepping away from the cars with your left foot first. Step out and stand on the moving platform, please.
Please exit by stepping away from the cars with your left foot first. Step out and stand on the moving platform, please.